Senator, what about China turning around and saying that we are the bullies when it comes to the relationship, that it's Australia that is the problem, not China itself? Last night we had a chat to the Treasurer who talked about business going for China Plus. Here's what he said.
When we have been subject to this economic coercion, when China has released their 14 grievances with Australia, we've pushed back. We will be clear and consistent under Prime Minister Scott Morrison about what our national interests are and how we serve to protect and promote them.
But how is it that Australia is the apparent aggressor here, Hollie?
Well, you'd certainly say we're the little brother, or perhaps we're the David in this relationship. But when you look at what China's done to so many of our industries, whether it's been the lobster industry, barley, even the coal ships that they've kept off the coast, they've certainly punished Australia more significantly than I think we've seen anywhere else in the world. But we do need to defend our national interest at all times. And what our government's been focused on is finding alternate markets for our producers. And we've had incredible success with that. When you look at the wine industry, the way the UK is opening up to that, there are so many other markets open and available to us. But we do always need to put our own sovereign interest first. This is not about bowing down to anybody else. It's about putting our sovereign interest first. There'll be plenty of people saying the world's in the state it's in thanks to China. So I think it's always important we put ourselves first, our producers first, our interests first, and there's plenty of other markets. We are clean, we are green, we have some of the best produce in the world, and that's what people want.
Yeah, Jenna, it's red hot, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like the Senator says, it's so important to put our own sovereignty first, but I think there's such a disparate sort of conversation happening around the country, as we've seen with lockdowns. We've got Premier Mark McGowan here in Perth, who obviously, knowing that the biggest consumer of iron ore is obviously our friends up in China, so is very tempered in his language when it comes to talking about the trading partner and things like that. But I think if we get on the same page and have a national conversation around making sure that our sovereignty is put first, and then and like the Senator says, that we need to find those other markets for expansion for our great produce and our finite resources now and into the future. Because again, iron ore is probably going to, it'll dry up at some stage, and we need to continue to find good places for all of our other great things that we can export to the world.